gonna hit record. We are cooking. So, with that, a little bit of a kerfuffle, but nothing in the realm, outside the realm of what's manageable. So, let's talk about matchups. So you said that you wanted to look at Fox Dittos and Fox Marth, and I think that you said that Fox Dittos are the priority, right?
I think perhaps I think that we've definitely spoken about Foxmark before, and I feel like in general, like I I feel like I know the mistakes I'm making in that matchup. It's just that like sometimes I don't know maybe the ranges I want to be playing and stuff like that, or I'll just get like um, stuck in a combo where I'd just keep DIing the wrong way or stuff like that, basically. So
Okay.
I think that I know my mistakes more in the Foxmark matchup, so maybe Fox Ditto would be a good place to start.
Excellent. That makes sense to me. You have a few choices today. So, there were a few sets that I had in mind. I was thinking that we could watch the great Fox Dittoer himself, Miles Soonsay, because he seems to beat all of the other foxes. So that's usually a pretty good reason to watch someone. I'm thinking that we can watch him versus Cody, at the end of their Battle of BC set. We could watch him versus something a little more competitive, where he's not, like, making a comeback and then, like, plowing through his opponent. So in that case, that would look like him versus Preeminent or Chem from BOB6 or Gommel. Or we could take a look at him versus Moky, which would also be from Gommel. So we have a lot of selection of, like, him winning this matchup to look at. Of them, I have a suggestion, but like it's up to you. What are you gravitating towards?
So, do you think it would be better to watch a match I've seen before or a match that I'm fresh in?
I think ooh, that's a good question. So which ones have you seen before?
I've like watched and rewatched both the Cody and Moki set, but I haven't. I think if I've seen the other two, I probably was just watching them like passively. Um, so I think I've potentially seen all of the sets, but I've definitely watched and rewatched the Cody and Moki sets.
I'm thinking that the Moki set is the one I wanted to watch because Lord knows I've done enough analysis of him versus Cody. But also, I think that, like, Moki plays, like, I think that Cody is a lot more careful than the average Fox player online. I think that Moki's like, penchant for aggression better approximates, like, the type of thing that you'll see online, where people
Yes.
have a bit more of, like, an internal shot clock that they're, like, abiding by, you know what I mean?
Yes, that makes sense. I also feel like Cody has like insane precision that I feel like I never or it feels like incomparable, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. So with that in mind, let's take a look-see at their Gommel set and see what we can come up with. The other reason I like looking at sets that people have watched before is we can kind of like dig into things. So if you had to form a hypothesis, because it's all about like you being able to like extract things and like take things from this. If you had to form a hypothesis, what would you say are the things that that Soonsay is probably doing to be successful in this set?
Mm,
I know it's a hard
one
one. I'm
thing,
sorry.
no. I think I kind of like when you ask me questions I can't answer immediately because then I'm like I have to think about this. But I think like one thing that I feel when I watched these sets is that it felt like he's just playing on the edge of getting hit, and he like and like anytime that the opponent Fox goes for like aggression, he's just out of the range and like can punish it really easily. I feel like he it felt to me that he was like very dash dance heavy and like ended up just baiting out a lot of bad approaches just from like potentially frustrating them or something like that.
Okay. So, emphasis on waiting and baiting, very ground and dash dance heavy. You know, something that we often don't think about in mirror matchups is that because all of the threat zones are symmetrical, if we are at the edge of the overshoot range, can anyone theoretically overshoot?
Neither person could overshoot in that case.
Oh, interesting. So one could say that, like, if we emphasized whiff punishing in that distance, we'd be very strong, wouldn't we?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Ah, I'm curious. Okay, let's see what he does. Is this one of those moments where you're like, huh, I didn't think about that?
Well, it is a moment so one thing I've always felt when I play this matchup is like if I just play like if I don't go for things, I feel like I end up doing better if that makes sense. And maybe that's why maybe it's just that like neither me or the opponent are playing at a range where we're able to actively like go for aggression without getting punished.
Yeah, so
Maybe it's just like a. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
No, I think like maybe I just naturally play at like a distance where it's hard to go for overshoots. Well, when I'm playing well, I guess is the qualifier there.
Yeah, so let's also talk about some standard chump checks, because I think that, like, whenever we're dealing with a high-level matchup in this game, there's going to be a certain, like, this game is so well fleshed out that we all know and kind of accept, well, maybe we don't accept, but we all kind of know that there's going to be some chump checks. So we have Moky going for, like, the full hop bear, like, you know, a pretty standard full hop bear here. What do you think he's going to do after that full hop bear? Like, what does Soonsay have to, like, what does Miles have to be worried about here?
For the full hop bear.
After full hop bear. Like, we're not going for this punish. We're too late. We know that. But what does he have to worry about? Like, because he's going to dash this way. So let's actually clean that up. We'll go, like, here. So what does, like, Soonsay have to worry about after Moky goes for this bear?
I guess things that he can do after that are shine on landing,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess just like what else would the options be? I guess like going for a grab of some or something like that.
That makes sense. What about up tilt?
I like up tilt in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Actually, I kind of spam that.
Cool. So we had shine on landing, which is a stationary option that hits, like, here. And then we had, like, up tilt in place, which is also kind of an option that deals with this spot, too. Like, at this
Yes.
range. Okay, what else did we say? Were those the only two?
Those are like the only real ones I feel like, yeah.
What about running away? Like, what if he dashes? What if he decides that he doesn't want to, like, keep this position? Could he move out of the way? Like, this way, probably.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
So he also has, like, a whiff punishy thing. So he's encouraged to undershoot and, like, whiff punish in this spot, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's take a look at what Soonsay does. Nope, the wrong screen. There we go. Let me that makes perfect sense, like, with the options that we've kind of identified here. Like, he goes for, like, it's not a grab, so it's not as laggy for, like, the hitbox to, like, active, like, the hitbox to end lag ratio is a lot better than a grab, because grab has, like, 22 frames of cooldown relative to drill, which has 9. So that makes a ton of sense. We're still playing around the shine and the up tilt in place by going for this. We're effectively covering the wave dash away zone from the shine as well. Like, if we take a look at how he does this. Like, if Moky had shined, where does his wave dash put him, right?
Yeah.
So, like, this is covering that too. So this is a perfect answer to what Moky's answer, this is I don't know about perfect, but, like, this is an extremely thoughtful answer to, like, what Moky can feasibly do here. Like, this little dash dance into this, like, drill over here, it, like, perfectly addresses the three main options. Like, okay, so it beats 2 of them, and it ties on the 3rd one. Like, in a matchup like this is not going, you're not going to do much better than that.
Yeah.
Like, what does Moky have to do in order to counter this?
Let's
not use timing mix-ups, because timing mix-ups can beat anything.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say, like, what can he do immediately that beats this? There's one thing I can think of,
like,
but it sucks.
I guess, like, shield?
Yeah. Does he want a shield?
Definitely not.
Right. So this is like one of the this is another thing that about the mirror that we can kind of like take away concretely. We want to look for situations like this where it is ineffective to use, where it is extremely ineffective to like where it's ineffective to use shield in general. So like because those are the spots where we can go for drill.
Yes.
And drill is and drill is like insanely powerful. So you can see that like, and look at how much damage he gets off this, right?
Yes, that's a ton.
Like he gets a metric ton of damage. What do you think of the choice to put the combo here? So like he does this weak back air, and I think that's intentional. I think the idea here is that he wants Moky to DI in so he can like up smash him or like something over here, or hit him over here. But then Moky DIs away wisely and lands on this platform and is out of the combo. But like this is still like, what do you think of like this spot? Like when you've got the Fox here.
I've always hated being on the FODs. I mean, like the FOD side plats, because I feel like it just feels really vulnerable. Like you don't want to be above the enemy Fox. You like, I feel like also, maybe this is just me, but like how much or shield drop aerials also don't feel as effective. But I'm not sure if that's like actually true or not, or if it's just like me feeling awkward on the FOD plats.
Well, no, I would say that, like, so I don't think it's so much that the shield drop is awkward. I would say, like, the shield drop, in my mind, is the same everywhere, right? So, the thing about this spot, I would say, is just that, like, Fox's most powerful attribute is his movement. Like, we can agree on that?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So, like, when you're the Fox on the in shield drop stance here, and you're here involuntarily, well, you're in a pretty confined location, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, I
guess your only options are, like, going to top plat or, like,
you can
shield drop.
You can shield drop, you can drop down here and then use your waveland to move to move off to the sides. Like, that's an option. That's a pretty good option. Because you can, like, shield drop waveland here, but, like, all of this is really awkward, and there's always, like, a moment where you're vulnerable and you're falling through the platform. I don't actually think that going to the top platform is really that easy here, because, like, how do you get there? You have to, like, full hop, like, awkwardly around the opponent like this?
Yeah.
And then, like, you have all of this where you, like, this entire section where you're vulnerable?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, this position sucks. I hate this position. Because, like, let's remember, what are Soonsay's strengths? Dash dancing and ground game? So, like, what if he just moves around here?
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, how, like, this covers kind of, like, this covers like, him moving around in this kind of, like, zone, like, in this kind of formation, kind of, like, covers everything you want to do in this, like, entire section of the stage. He's essentially boxing you out of, like, this entire zone. Right?
Yeah, Moky is definitely super cornered.
Yeah, all he can do is move back. Like, this is why Soonsay's ground style is so powerful, because he's basically just, like, cutting him off from all the things he wants. So I would say that this is another thing. Like, so how do I put this? Fox is pinned when he can't move, Fox is pinned when he can't move. It's not, like, when he's a little bit too far to hit his opponent with his, like, powerful up-close tools, like his shine, his drill, his, like, up tilt, his up smash, his jab, whatever. Like, that's when, and then on top of that, there's some sort of movement restriction on him, like he's on a platform, he's in shield, something like that. That's when Fox is in hot water. Because then the two most powerful things about him, his up-close game and his movement, are no longer working for him. He has to use those to fix his problem, and before he can even think about actually going for a hit. That sucks. That is the worst situation he can find himself in, and Soonsay has created that here. He is going to get this hit. And it looks so effortless, too, right?
It does, yeah.
Now, granted, Moky and, like, these two did not get good sleep last night, and I think that between the two of them, not to John, But like between the two of them, I think that Soonsay's is the playstyle that's more affected by that because he's like simpler. But like that's not also a bad, like I'm not also holding that against Soonsay either, because it is a good thing that his style is like works with fewer steps. That is like that is upside. Now from Moky's side, let's take a look at like what things he does well when upon respawn. So we have him come down. He looks for that up tilt. That's great. He doesn't let up on this combo at all. This is how you kill Fox. Like, you never let go of him. You always want to be thinking about where your next move is putting him. Covers like a lot of the frontal options and then gets that clean DI trap to convert to the up smash. Beautiful, beautiful play.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yep. Hey, Moky's the man. Like, this might be Soonsay's freak of nature matchup where he's just like the literal best player in the world at it for some reason. But like, Moky's no slouch. Oh, the frab. That's what I'm calling that now. When you mean to grab someone and you full hop fair.
That has happened to me. Yeah, that happens to me. It's surprising about, actually.
I'm calling that the frab from now on. The frab. I don't know why. I just love it.
It sounds like a Starbucks drink.
It does sound like a. Oh my god, could that be like with the Jmook dirty? Like, if Jmook becomes a Fox main, can we call the dirty chai that? Yeah, you can tell they're tired because they're both missing ledge dashes.
Yeah. Oh, one random thing. I guess not specifically about this, but like I've just noticed it a lot. After we talked about how like I got notches, I was talking about how I thought like the wave dash ones felt insane, but I wasn't using Firefox ones as much, and now I've started to realize like I can go for sweet spots so often, and it feels it does feel like cheating almost. It feels insane.
I'm gonna have to look into these. As a Falco player, like I want to cheat too. I want to know what it feels like. I think that everything they're doing right now is like pretty standard. Oh my god, suddenly child. This guy is going to be the future of like Fox Dittos. No, definitely not. Well, not definitely, but you never know. I don't love that up smash. I feel like that was a little like ratchet. Not because not because it didn't work, although that is a factor. It's just that like I don't see because it's FOD, I kind of get it, I think. Like, because it's because it's exactly Fountain of Dreams, I kind of get the up smash, but I feel like up throw still doesn't put him on top platform. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And like, if it doesn't put him on top platform, you know what? I'm gonna consult the calculator. 1 second. I need to know this, like, because this is upsetting me. Like, why did he do that? So let's say he's like grabbing him here. Because this looks about right. Snap to surfaces on. Yeah. Okay, good. And then let's say we're throwing him this way. Actually, up throw doesn't matter, does it? Because it's 90 degree. It's perfect 90 degree. Yeah. It doesn't put him on the top platform at like 80? Are you kidding me?
Wait, that seems... Oh, no, I think that is right, yeah.
Okay, now I'm really confused. Because if this doesn't put him on top platform, I don't know why you would ever up smash there. It must be because he was like doing an aerial and he was like also trying to cover the anti-air or something. I don't know. Or it could just be that they're like on 2 hours of sleep and up smash is easier to do. Like, have you thought about that? KirbyKaze.
Yeah, I remember this is the fire alarm tournament.
Fire Alarm Melee is like something else.
Fire Alarm Melee looks like my melee.
Tournament jump becomes like meta defining. Oh, that was sneaky. What do you think about this ledge stall?
I don't go for it enough, to be honest. I feel like Um, versus people that show that they're just going to keep going to ledge, it seems really strong.
I think it's good versus two things, and I think it's bad versus one of them, and we'll walk you through it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, upon grabbing the edge... So there's kind of, like, two ways that this can go. So let's, like, go to this point, because this is where, like, it kind of... Yeah, we'll start here. We'll start here. So the thing that this ledge stall is good against is... And it has to do with when he's timing it. So he's timing it really late so that he's basically, like, overlapping. Like, he has... Moky can basically move in, like, 3 directions. He can move, like, kind of like... Well, 4-ish, kind of. He can move here. Yeah. He can move to, like, this spot. And then he can move, like, very high up. Right?
Yeah.
And then he can also go for the edge here, too. So what the ledge stall is covering is more than just the, like, go to the ledge option. And I think that's what people forget a lot of the time. Because it's not just this outcome that he's dealing with. He's also dealing with some of the higher ones.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So, like, I think a lot of times you see the fox do the ledge, like, do the double jump to, like, draw the line here. And you're like, okay, I think a lot of times, like, I think an easy throw versus that is to, like, go, oh, the line is here. So, obviously, I want to go above the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but meanwhile, you can get, like... You could either get, like, if it's, like, a really steep angle, you can just keep holding, or if they, like, go up, you can go for, like, a ledge hop bear or something like that.
Well, you, like, grab the edge, and then you, like, just hop, like, you ledge dash on, or, like, get on the or, like, ledge hop, like, waveland onto the stage. Like, you basically just do an efficient way onto the stage. Which one will, like, depend on, like, the constraints of the situation, but, like, something like this makes some amount of sense, something like this makes some amount of sense, like, anything like that, really, because you could laser land onto this, probably.
Oh, that's true as well, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, the idea here is we're just, like, we're posturing to be able to, like, cover this stuff. It's really just this, like, because this one, like, this one, like, we'll label these, 1, 2... 3, 4. So I think that, like, we're bad into, like, I think we're good on 1 and 2. No, sorry, 1 and 4. Mm-hmm. This is good. This is good. This is weird, but I don't, like, this is weird, but I don't think it's bad. This is, like, this one I think is actually secretly good, but you have to hit the ledge dash. So this one is fickle, but it is technically good, because you could ledge dash on as he's moving forward, and then, like, try to dash attack him or something, you know?
Yes,
so,
yeah.
So the only one that's not really being covered by this is this one, which comprises angles in kind of, like, this territory. Because you don't want him to be, like, basically what you're doing with 3 is, like, when he's going forward, like, all forward, you're just running over and dash attacking. But I think if he can, like, go onto the platform, like, anything that reaches that area, I think is bad. So, like, I think, yeah, I think that makes sense. So 2 is, like, anything in, like, this area. Anything that lands on the platform and doesn't have tons of hang time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I actually kind of naturally go for that angle a lot of the time because, I don't know. I feel like it is kind of hard to punish when Fox lands on, like, the side plat.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't put much thought into it, but it's just, like, a habit of mine.
No, and that makes sense, because, like, remember, Firefox is, like, what makes Firefox so good is it only has, like, 3 frames of, like, landfall lag or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just very, very good if you can fall a bit and then land on something. Like, if you can make that condition happen quickly, then it's very, very difficult to punish. That's why Firefox low-key has, like, insane advantage on block if you could ever time it perfectly. It actually just is. Why are you here? Oh my god, am I gonna get demonetized for advertising? Whatever. Implying that I was ever monetized. So then Moky should win this. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember seeing that. But what we can learn from Miles here and from Moky here is, yeah, like, they've got, like, the way that they're structuring their edge guards and their coverage is all designed to kind of, like, cut off, like, it all deals with Fox's movement and abusing his low range and the fact that he has to move, like, once he has to move to hit someone, he's slower than the other Fox.
So it's basically, like, cutting down the amount of options that the enemy fox has in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't really, like, I'm hoping we get a big stage next. Let's actually look
I
at
think
the
they play Stadium. Yeah, yeah.
let's look at the Pokemon Stadium game because I want a bigger stage so we can look at Miles's like mid-range game more.
Hmm.
Because I think that that's like important for us developmentally. No, why do they have such awkward start times? Okay, so we got like up throw, up air, back throw. I hated that back throw. I don't know why. I just don't like it there. Because I feel like, okay, I think I don't like it because they're both Canadian, so they both know about this shit. So, like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's so obvious that he's going to DI that way. So, like, you just do the up throw there. And the other nice thing is, even if he DIs, like, over here in this spot, then, like, you're just sharking a fox near the edge. Like, man, he dies so easily if you just get above him and, like, come down on him with back air while he's still airborne. Like, there's so many things that go wrong here. But, like, he just throws him across the stage. He still gets the pickup, but, like, ugh, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that one specifically.
Generally, people are using it to. Oh, that was. I need to go for that more. The really far out bears on what do you call it, on Firefoxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you just set it up by like? I guess you just turn around and jump out. Okay.
Yeah, like it's just one. So like, look at how so after he gets his back here, he aligns himself with the edge with the roll. During Fox's hit stun, while he's like traveling away, and then by doing, it's really all that roll. Like, I know it sounds weird to be like, yeah, roll, but like it actually does everything.
Oh, sorry, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my okay. I think I'm better. Sorry, my audio was just messed up for a second.
Okay, no worries. But what I was gonna say is, it's all about this roll after the back here. Watch what it does for him.
So he's like in a position, I feel like, where he can cover like a lot of things, I guess, because he has up tilt on the edge. He can, if the Firefox is like above the ground, then he can go up with his back air.
Mm-hmm. Like, so the reason I think this roll to the edge from this spot is so good is because if we goes for like how do I break this down? So if Miles' illusions here, is Moky helpless?
No, definitely not.
Right, because he can still transition into back air or risk or like he can still go for back air and shine and nair here, right?
Yeah.
So like with how he's like positioned, he's able to like cut off this important chunk of territory, very naturally with this jump trajectory, and it all comes from him roll here, like roll, and then he's facing this way, and then he jumps up, and then at any point during this back air, like during this full hop, he can go for back air, which counters what Miles is doing perfectly. That's like.
Did he jump when he saw the Firefox come out, or did he jump before it?
He jumped before. So where he
okay.
So where he jumped was.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. He saw the double jump come out.
Right. Well, I don't even think he saw that. I think he just did it in advance because this is jump squat.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he just did it preemptively because like. The only thing that Miles can do here that's, like, bad against this double jump, against this preemptive full hop, is illusion immediately. After he's just rolled to the edge.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, he's going to be able to down smash that. He's going to be able to, like, run off and shine that. He's going like, he has all the counters to that, like, to illusion ready. So then knowing that he has all the counters to that, Miles Miles heads up here and decides to like not play with this. Moky anticipates that, and then Miles is in a terrible position.
So I guess what you were saying before was that the roll to the ledge like discourages him from doing the one thing that I guess would like get by this setup.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's other things he could do. Like, upon seeing him go up here, he could try to still play a mix-up with, like, going, like, here. He could still do, like, the mix-up of going here. But the point is that Moky has coverage on all those, like, has the ability to cover all those things.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the real value here. And then because he has that, then Moky then is able, like, Moky, this is a read. Like, the decision to go out here and, like, double jump into him in back air is still ultimately a bit of a read. Because the other thing you could argue is maybe Soonsay, like, drops down here and Illusion's, like, at this middle point. Like, there's still things that Soonsay can do, but what's good is that Moky has coverage on all of them. That's what makes this play good.
Got you. Okay,
like,
that makes sense.
It's not like this is a solved situation. There's still timing mix-ups that each of them can play, but, like, to have, like, reach on everything Fox does, yeah, like, that's just quite strong.
That makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, like, these guys are good. And then Moky's just like, you know what? I'm just not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna kick you in the face, and you're gonna die. And I was like, yeah, true. Seems good.
Ooh, the Shine Up Smash.
That was such a good illusion shorten. Because that was a well-done back air. Like, I think you needed to do that a little bit lower, but, like, God, that illusion, like, that was good by both of them. I think that Soonsay messed up a little bit, but oh my God, what was that? No. Like, why? What?
That was a lot of spaghetti. There's like the double jump up air and then this, yeah.
No, Moky. He was not moking and doking. Distinctly not. Oh, I hate these ads. Why are there so many of them?
Eve Online.
Mm-hmm. So what I want to point out is, like, how comfortable Soonsay is not being in the full hop aerial range. And, like, backing out afterwards. See what I mean? Like, he goes over him, he just gets out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he hangs out at the edge of it, and then, like, once Moky commits first, then he, like, goes in. See what I mean? Like, he's just kind of, like, he's staying at the range of all of the overshoot options, like full hop nair, like, running shine, and he's just kind of whiff punishing in that zone.
Yeah.
Or, like, choosing to go in with forward moving undershoots, like the ones that are meant to claim space, after Moky has, like, committed to his, or shown, like, or he anticipates that Moky's gonna go for one of his. He's not, like, going for anything, like, he's being very patient at, like, long distances. I think the way that Moky would have to beat this, if I had to, like, theorycraft, is he'd have to, like, play to put Soonsay more in the corner before doing his playstyle. But, like, whenever he does these but whenever he's, like, working against space, like here, you see how disastrously it goes, right?
Yeah.
So I think that Moky needs to remove this amount of space, because the weakness of what Soonsay's doing, like, there we go, again. See, he's just at that, like, full, like, that long range distance, like, or he moves into it, and then Moky undershoots to try to catch something, and then, like, Soonsay just is out of the way, so then he's able to, because it's laggy enough, he's able to come in and punish it. And it doesn't even look close, like, the combat doesn't look close anymore on this bigger stage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because...
I think this is what I meant by, like, getting frustrated and going for, like, the... yeah, perhaps... one thing you mentioned is, like, let's remove emotion from this, but, like, so, like, when you go for the, I feel like eventually it just ends up going, or it just ends up being, like, poor undershoots getting punished, basically.
Yeah, it's like the please get hit nair.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can see, like, how Soonsay, as soon as he has stage control, it looks like a nightmare for Moky.
Yeah.
Yep, it's all playstyle, baby. Like, styles make fights, and Moky's emphasis on scrapping is really, really good when he can get in on the opponent, but, like, Fox, theoretically, should be one of the toughest opponents for him to get in on. Like, that Gimp was so fortunate, but, like, there's no way Soonsay is gonna give him another spot. Like, look at how he's, like, pinning him here, right?
Oh, yeah.
forces him to like wait out all of this, takes another hit, continues pressuring. And I think the real triumph of this is the patience. Like he's not committing to anything up front. And then he kind of mixes up like what he does with that like ledge hold, because instead of doing the stall, then he runs on stage as a mix-up. And then it counters like the 3 option, which is like really interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he's so good at this matchup. Like it's crazy. The things he does are so much better than what everyone else does in this matchup. I'm not even kidding you. Because he takes all the right gamble. Like it's not even gambles really. It's just like, well, they're kind of gambles. They're like, he has a very sophisticated edge guarding mix-up system that's like not as like coverage based as like what Cody and Moky and like Leffen used to do, or like Pipsqueak, but like like any of the 20XX Fox clones. Like any of the full hop foxes. But like it's not what Chem does, it's not what like Preeminent does, it's not like what any of them do. But like it's very like savvy to the fact that like Fox, actually you don't want to give him a million chances to recover. You actually just want to kill him sometimes and whack him with something really powerful. And he's built his like edgeguard structure understanding that there will be times I miss this and it'll look kind of goofy, but like, man, when I hit and I only have to hit like I only have to hit like a 2 and 4, then like, which is functionally a 50-50. Like I only have to hit I only have to hit it, and then they explode. And like one of the options, like it's not even really like a 2 and 4. It's really more like a 2.5 and 4. You know what I mean? Because like there's still that extra outcome that's like not so bad that does kind of put them into the loop-de-loops. Like it's so well thought out. Like it is a marvel of like ingenuity what he has come up with. I give him a lot of props for this. This is good. And look at it, look, he's just not letting him do anything. The patience. The patience. Like, because this entire time, if you're Moky, like, what do you want to do? You want to like overshoot, right? And he claims some stage. He backs out. He's just like, this is mine, but I don't need to hold it so tightly. Like, oh, so good. What a great like player at the what a great player. Like honestly, like gah.
I remember when I watched this, like the feeling I kept having was like, because I know I've played in Fox Dittos where I just get like constantly like outspaced, and it felt like it just felt like Moky kept going for like bad overshoots just because like he just couldn't get hits on Soonsay.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like, look, it's the same dynamic here. It's the exact same dash dance spacing where it's like, I'm gonna deal with the overshoot. I'm gonna deal with the overshoot nair and the running shine, and then like once Moky enters that zone and has to take a risk, then he's like, okay, cool. So like, what are you going to go for to like solve this like predicament you put yourself in?
Yeah, he just instantly whiff punishes the undershoot.
We interrupt this combo for Dentine Ice. 60 seconds of fresh breath. What is that?
What is
what
are any of those things?
Maybe I should like try to get a partnership with Dentine Ice. Look at the enthusiasm. All right, whatever. But yeah, like this is clinical. Like this is like, and like the thing is like on the small stages it makes sense that that's where Moky does well, but like God, like he needed to pick Yoshi's story, I think.
Yeah.
He needed to pick
I like hate Stadium and Dreamland against the Foxes that just like
do this.
They're just like dash dance right. Yeah, exactly. Do this.
And like look at him, like he's just not giving him anything.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, he tries to overshoot grab, but Soonsay, because he's playing at the overshoot distances and the ranges are symmetrical, he's just like, okay, yeah, you go for it. Like, all of Moky's undershoots are now just, like, whiffed moves, and all of his overshoots are just, like, whiffed moves. Like, he's just...
Yeah. It's like an imbalance on the rock, paper, scissors. Like, whiff punishing is just strong everywhere.
Honestly, if we think about how good Mewtwo King was at, like... at mirrors in general, I bet that this is, if we went back, we'd probably see that this is like kind of the same dynamic that he would do. Because the way that, like, Cactuar and, like, Kevin and, well, me, honestly, described him was just, he just does, like, the most difficult thing to beat over and over and over again. And I feel like this is probably that vibe. You know what I mean? Like, he just makes himself insanely hard to hit and then just chills.
It's a interesting dynamic that you, like, what you said was so obvious, where, like, you know, if I'm playing at a, or if I'm playing at a range where I can't hit them, it also means that, you know, they can't hit me. Like, with that realization, it just really tells you a lot about what options are available, basically.
Well, and look at how he controls how Moky comes. Like, look at how he controls, like, the situation by responding to Moky patiently when Moky tries to come in. Right?
Yeah.
So he just gets, like, he's still like, the cool thing is that, like, during enough downtime, he will still interact in that, like, mid-range position, but he's very specific about how he does it. Like, he's always kind of, like, planning around what Moky is going to try to go for based on the constraints, and I think part of why he's doing this is the fire transformation is coming up. So I think he's trying to look for the kill now before it becomes difficult to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't work out, but now he's like, okay, it's fine. Like, I'm going to have a spawn. I'm probably going to wait this out. Oh, he doesn't wait it out. What no silly goose. He should have waited this out. If they're just going to do this, it's like, it's literally not better to just... Like, it's just strictly better to wait out the time.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're still playing this position, but you just play, like, the mountain, like, the wall part with a little more invincibility. It doesn't really matter, because it's just, like, an extra, like, second or two, but, like... I don't know. This is such a game. This is a game that's decided by such small things sometimes.
He has to get his tech skill practicing.
He doesn't need tech skill to beat him. He needs spacing. And he's already already been spacing like a champ.
Well, Moky's cornered now.
Yeah, and, like, the thing is, like, look at how much space is between them, but, like, what does Moky do? And then, like, that's the first piece of aggression. Like, that's one of the first really aggressive plays that Soonsay has gone for in this entire set in that position.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that that's the first time that we've seen him, like, basically just, like, initiate it from this spot.
And I think the way that he does it is, look at how he syncs up his dash dancing with Moky's.
Yeah. So the second they meet, he just goes for the grab, yeah.
Yeah, he, like, lines up his dash forward with Moky's dash forward. Like, insane. Actually insane player. Soonsay has the best dash dancing in the world, I think, with this character. At least, like, in general. I think that, like, his full hop game isn't quite as good as, like, Cody and Moky's, but, like, my god, is his, like, dash dance, like, unreal. It's so good. Mm-hmm. And we can see there just, like, how much it, like, how much of a difference that quality makes. So, what have we learned?
So, so, number one thing that you said, or, like, the first thing that you said was, if you're playing at a range where the overshoot doesn't feel like it's gonna hit, then, like, that means you're also not gonna get hit. And then I guess extrapolating from that, I feel like whiff punishing just becomes much stronger as a tool, because you can both whiff punish the undershoots if they go for them, or you can whiff punish overshoots just because they're not guaranteed to hit.
Yeah, and if one thing I'd clarify there, because, like, everything there's, I mostly agree with everything. I would say that it's not necessarily on the undershoots, because undershoots by design tend to be, like, less committal. Like, so it's not necessarily you punish them directly, but you maybe, like, take, like, you put yourself in a position to, like, threaten them. You put yourself in a position to be able to, like, deal with the level 2 thing. Because I think that's really what happens. Like, that's what that dash dance drill represents in that first diagram that we drew, right? Because it's not like Moky misses the undershoot with the full hop back here, but then Soonsay is able to, like, dash dance and drill the up tilt. And I think that is the big dynamic here. Like, once the fox misses, if you're lined up to be able to punish, remember, like, them moving forward into your zone from that neutral position means that they have to go through their dash and their jump squat before they're able to, like, even get their move out, whereas you do not have that restriction because you're, like, in your zone. So knowing that, Soonsay is like Moky is like, okay, well, that makes no sense. I don't want to do that. Like, I've just whiffed a back air, and then you're telling me that there has to be even more stuff in front of my, like, in front of my character before I get something active going, and I have to do it while moving towards my opponent. That don't sound right. So then he's like, okay, I will defend my space, and that is what allows Soonsay, now that Moky's revealed that the interaction is going to be closer, that's when Soonsay takes the position of, okay, let's now do some infighting. And the way he does it is in a way that also deals with like certain forms of dash away. It also deals with certain forms of like shine. It deals with like he's casting a very wide net over the coverage pool.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. Yeah, that's better stated as well.
Oh yeah, the first your first half was perfect. I just cleaned up the second.
Well, I guess the other thing we spoke about was the edge guard flowchart, especially like with the late refresh, where you're able to deal with you can A, cover ledge, B, you can cover high angles, C, you can ledge dash on to follow if they go for like that straight angle, and then I guess like the last option would be like going for the Firefox onto the plat, and that's kind of like the one potential weakness. But I guess there's also still options where you can like kind of go for like either laser land or wave land on the platform or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So I want to like one thing I want to point out as well is just like look at how Cody. So I think that one of the things Cody does better than anyone in this matchup, even Miles, is like look at how Cody is always in a spot where Plup has to move to hit him. So Cody is neutral. So
okay. I actually wasn't sure.
See what I mean? Like he's always like kind of like diagonal to him. Like when he's like like coming out of these positions, he's always kind of diagonal and in a spot where like it's tough for Plup. He's always barely outside of range of like what Plup's like initial action is. So like Plup ledge dashes on stage, right? And like this is kind of like where he comes out of it, like here.
Yeah.
So then Cody is like dashing away, so they move the same speed. So like Plup technically can't get him because he's just too far away. If Cody keeps running, like they move at the same speed. So then they like.
I feel like that naturally means that whoever is like in front can determine the stopping point or like the interaction point.
Exactly. So like, because the one behind has to make a call.
Yeah.
So then like Cody abuses that better than I think anyone. I think that's like one part of the dash dance. If there's a part of the dash dance that I think that like Miles doesn't do as well as other players, like other like elite foxes, or the most elite fox player, I guess, it would be that part because you see how he's like he's using it here too, right? But he's but he's okay with like taking that scrap because he's putting himself onto the edge when he gets shined. So it's like there's still like consideration to like survival baked into like what he's going for. And I think that Cody in general is quite good at respecting these kinds of rules. I think that's one of his biggest strengths as a player.
Oh, unfortunate.
I love the choice of the weak back here there.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that that's so much better than the strong hit? Where do you think the strong hit puts him here?
The strong hit just gives him, or it puts him like left and above, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus weak hit, I feel like when you're under the stage, you have less options, basically.
Yeah, so let's consult INE data because I want to like this is interesting to me. So Cody, like what was Plup at when he got hit by this? He was at like what, 71? 72? Yeah, 72 makes sense because this does 9. So like let's take a look at this. Fox, bear, late. 9. Do all of these do 9? They all have the same angle. 1. Lovely. Love it when things are convenient. So let's say that he gets hit out of the air here, and let's say he DIs in like this. Because this is like roughly where he got hit, right? Let's turn.
Is the end of that red mark where he can act?
Yep.
That is really low. That means he has like, he can either just go for, well, he can't ride the wall, so he has to just go for like a high angle.
Yeah, because hit direction this way. So, like, he has to go, like... Well, actually, what it means is he's dead. Because you just... You then, like, land here, and then you just Armada Shine him.
Yeah, that's true. Or just jump off in there, I think that's what Cody did.
Yeah, like, he did the novelty option. But you can see, like, with knowing that this is the highest that the Fox can go, you can see that this is a kill from, like, here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, all of this range is, like, at this percent is a kill. It's a guaranteed kill. There's nothing he can do about it.
That's true. I guess so. So, like, this is just basically like an instant Armada Shine setup.
Yeah. And now let's see what happens if this was a strong back air. Oh, well, that's no good. He's alive. Yeah. He's alive. Yeah. Like, that's a glaring problem. Like, that's a huge structural issue.
Okay, you're changing it. It's either a one-player game or a two-player game, basically.
Yeah. There is a big structural issue in that the opponent is still breathing at the end of this edge guard, and I won't stand for that.
Okay, I don't think I've ever once thought about this, so yeah, that is an interesting point.
Yeah. Let's, like, watch one more bit about, like, these two, because this is fascinating. I love watching these two play. So we have Cody starting out strong. Shocker.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that low percent bear, because, like, this is another thing that people get wrong a lot, and I want to talk about, like, why this was good. So we're gonna recreate that hit. So using the power of time travel. So he gets hit here. Like, he gets hit here, right above where the platform would be. So he'd be getting hit this way, and he was at what percent? 27. Okay, cool. So let's change that. No, number pad work. Thank you. So, like, he's getting hit here. We're getting hit by clean bear now. Oh, wow, that's really powerful. So, he's getting hit here, right about, like, at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. This is bad. What does he do? Like, he has to commit to a special, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Because if he up Bs, if, like, yeah, like, that, he's just dead, isn't he? Huh.
Which is exactly... Yeah, okay. Interesting.
So, like, one could say that if we hit the back air anywhere around here, this is also an automatic Armada Shine Spike setup in the mirror.
Okay, that's pretty cool, yeah.
So, we want to think long and hard. As percent increases, you'll notice this goes up, right? So,
yeah.
The range that this is still good changes. But the cool thing is that this is also when this starts to be good.
So basically at low percent, the clean hit bear is an Armada Shine setup, and then at higher percents, the late bear gives you better options there.
Yeah, because, like, at this percent, like, if you hit them here, they go low, but, like, there's so little knockback. Like, there's so little knockback, it's gonna be really hard to capitalize on this, like, get this exact position. This can be really good if you can get it, but, like, it's more likely you hit the clean bear. And, like, this also pushes them further away, so, like, you can see this is a much easier to do because you don't have to worry about them, like, teching the wall. You don't have to worry about, like, any, like, nonsense with Smash DI. Like, it's just they're dead. They're gone.
Yeah.
Later, potato. But as percent increases, I would say around, like, 60 is honestly a pretty good 60 is a pretty good benchmark in general. The other cool thing about this is that you don't only have bear, like, you don't only have bear. Like, you also have your Nair, right? Which has, like, a slightly less knockback. So this changes the system, too. Because you'll notice that Nair probably works up there, but I would hazard a guess that bear doesn't. Not as well.
Yeah.
So, like, up here it does. Up here it doesn't. Down there it does. Whereas Nair, kinda. Like, I think that they're at line. I think they have to commit to the special, certainly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, this is kind of neat, huh?
Yeah, this is something I want to play with now that I have it in mind.
Yeah, so it's like, it's worthwhile to think about, like, where is the, like, are there situations where the weaker hit is actually, like, more valuable? Are there situations where the stronger hit is more valuable? You'd be surprised. A lot of times, like a lot of times they will be interchangeable, and a lot of times they won't be. There's a lot of skill in manipulating knockback, and this is one of, like, weak hits and strong hits, and knowing when to do them is, like, one of the things I think Cody, I think, and me were, I think I was very good at this in my prime, and I think that Cody is, like, extremely good at this. So, like, there is a precision here that isn't present with most other players when it comes to, like, these simple things. But it's big, because, like, it's part of how he gets, like, look at how, like, confident he is. Like, he messes this up, but, like, look at how confident he is about, like, where Plup is gonna go. Like, let's track that. So he nares him at 90, and, like, Fox is moving, like, this way, basically. Like, he nares him here at 90, and Fox DIs in? I don't know where he DI'd. Where was Plup when he got hit? So he was here. So right inside this center platform. So he could have been DIing. He was probably DIing off on a dashback. That makes sense. This looks right.
Yeah.
So look how confident he is about, like, identifying that spot where he got hit, and then immediately transitioning to edge grab. Because doesn't this cover this perfectly?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So, in terms of takeaways, this is very broad strokes, but I think that, like, the biggest one here is, like, thinking of, like, in Fox, in any mirror match, in any mirror match, when you're outside the overshoot zone, there is no overshoot zone.
Yeah.
That's, like, a key rule. The other thing that I would also add is that, like, understanding where we can use weak hits and strong hits from Nair and Bear to create Armada Shine, guaranteed Armada Shines. Armada Shines is, like, a big way that you can, like, build your punishment skills. And then the last big thing is that, like, it's tempting to, we still want to engage in the mid-range, but we want to do so understanding that we are increasing the complexity of the fight. When we transition from the outside the overshoot zone into the mid-range zone, like the standard, like, fighting stance, we are increasing the fight complexity. We want to be entering carefully and on our terms here for that reason. And
that makes sense.
I think that is all I'll have time for. I do have someone at 1 who's, like, who I need to get started because he's gonna have to end early. But is this good for now? Like, did you learn something?
Yes, I felt like this was really helpful.
Amazing. I'll let you go, but take care, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much, KK.
All right, later, Harsha.